This is orange chicken. No? Want some Merlot? It's Jesse's.
They pulled out Jesse's wine bottle because it's for Jesse. It's funny how, like, when they can evict one of our friends, it's okay. But that's why I want what's-her-name out of here. I can't stand her loud mouth.
Hey, do you care if I eat out here? It's not gonna bother you.
No.
Kevin, take your glass
man, the myth, the legend, Jesse, we only got a taste of you, but you are Mr. Spectacular.
Yes.
Cheers to Jesse.
To you guys.
Now we all have to take a drink.
No, they're making a toast in there to him.
Dude, the guy alive. Relax.
No, he's dead.
I know, dude. Relax. We're playing a game.
Jeff and Russell in the final two would be the worst thing ever.
I would rather see you, Jordan, or her win rather than any single one of them.
That'd be sickening. I'd have a sick feeling the rest of my life.
He had such a good spirit and such a good, like, present soul.
You just act like he's a saint.
Dude, I don't understand it.
I know certain people didn't see that, but I saw it. I saw it too.
Thinking about Jesse, like, gone, it just makes me want to cry because I know I'm gonna wake up in the morning and I'm gonna see Shima and I'm gonna see Natalie and Kevin and I don't get to see Jesse.
You didn't even get a chance to try to stay. That's what, like, kills me.
I know. I had so much fun with him too.
He was so much fun, even when he was kicking my ass.
This is so wrong.
OMG, these girls are acting as if Jesse just got hit by a Mack truck and had been killed. I mean, he got evicted from Big Brother.
He was so grateful for being here too.
And that's the thing, he never said anything bad about anybody in this game.
This is redonkulous. Please, girls, the guy was an idiot. Shima, do you not remember that Jesse nominated you? Lydia, do you not remember that Jesse voted to evict you from this game? And Natalie, did you just not see Jesse get upset at me for keeping you in this game? Why are you crying over him? Ugh.
He's so good to me. And do you know he like prayed for all of us all the time? Remember he wanted to put me up first week, remember that? He did, but you know what I mean. He wanted me out. He didn't deserve this. No, he didn't. The person that kept me here, the person that never spoke ill of anybody in this house is gone. And it's wrong.
Everybody.
And the person who talked about everybody in this house is still here.
You know what? Jordan's never done anything to me, but what she has done is she doesn't stand up for what's right.
Sheema's crying, Lydia's crying.
Oh, I love it. Dude, maybe they'll all just go home. We can all go to the final four.
Yeah.
Huh? Anyone?
Do they think that we don't have feelings, you know?
I know.
No. Yeah, I wasn't sad when everyone else went home.
Yeah, what about our friends that went home?
You're acting like he was like a...
No, I swear to goodness,
Turn
we
water into wine.
Thanks, America. Been real stand-up people.
Martin Luther was a big guy, and he had a truly epic debate with Erasmus where he said that God knew all human decisions before they were made. He really didn't appreciate Erasmus's free willy comments. So historically, one of the most debated ideas in philosophy has been free will. We all sort of feel like we make our own decisions, but when you look at things like hypnotism and brainwashing, you start to wonder if it's really just a feeling. Maybe someone or something else is pulling our strings and we don't know it. The biggest problem in establishing whether or not humans have free will is really defining what that is. I mean, I know that I want it because I'm American, damn it, and it has free in the name. But what is it, really? Like if I say free will doesn't exist and you say yes it does, if we're talking about different things, we could be arguing forever and actually agreeing with each other without knowing it. And if you read the back and forth between philosophers about free will, you'll realize that that's pretty much exactly what's been happening for 2 millennia. Some philosophers define free will as though every time somebody made a choice, if you rewound time to that point, they could choose something else, totally independent of the chain of events leading up to that decision. That's actually pretty easy to disprove, because although it's technically possible that you might choose to get hit in the face with a tennis racket, you're not going to, because that's dumb. People make decisions by reasoning out the best choice available in a given situation, and if you rewind time to that particular point, their knowledge and reasoning would be exactly the same, so why wouldn't their choices be the same? Other philosophers decided that free will meant freedom from interference. People might make the same decisions over and over again, but those decisions were governed solely by their minds, and not by the effects of the world around them. This is also pretty easy to disprove, because psychology has definite examples of changing people's decisions by changing their environment. Like if you say, is this man guilty, you will get more people to convict him than if you say, is this man guilty or innocent. Just adding 2 words drastically changes the choices that people make, so saying that their minds are totally free from environmental influence is pretty obviously wrong. So our decisions aren't totally free, but are they at least partially free? Or is everything that we decide unknowingly governed by forces beyond our control? No matter how you end up deciding what to eventually do, whether you're using your so-called gut instinct or really sitting down and puzzling out what might happen, your brain is the beginning and end of that process. Now, brains are very complicated things, but we've been examining them pretty closely for a long time, and we've never seen anything in there besides matter, like the same kind of matter that makes up chairs or planets. And that matter doesn't behave in any way that we wouldn't expect from chemistry or physics. Like, no matter how long you look at a carbon atom that's part of a neuron, no matter how important the decision that neuron is involved in, that carbon atom just does what you'd expect the carbon atom to do, every time without fail. Which means whenever you choose between Coke or Pepsi, or between religions or philosophies, or even when you choose to change your mind, that decision is the direct result of a chemical equation unfolding in your brain exactly the way that it has to. You might still define that as having free will, but your brain doesn't have any categorically different chemical processes than a robot. There are more of them, but even though most people wouldn't be willing to say that robots have free will, your decisions are pretty much just the result of your chemical programming. So if you're talking about will, you're already talking about something that's governed by the laws of physics the way that everything is. You already sort of know that it's not free. Suggesting that inherently physical stuff, like your brain and the decisions that it makes, could just suddenly magically stop behaving the way that stuff behaves doesn't make a lot of sense. But that still leaves us with a really interesting question. Knowing that our decisions are governed by the rules of physics and chemistry, are humans still responsible for their actions? Well, yes and no. Hume suggested that even though the human will wasn't free from the laws of physics, you could still attribute decisions and behavior to it. Like if you programmed a mean robot, some sort of jerk machine, you couldn't really get mad at the robot for its behavior, but you could still say things like, I don't like this robot, it keeps hitting me in the face with tennis rackets, I don't like what it's programmed to do. You could say the same thing about people who are jerks. Physics may be ultimately responsible for everything that they do or think, but if physics has programmed them to be jerks, it's okay to not like that. I think that this is actually a really healthy way to approach human relationships and punishment, but maybe you have a different interpretation. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. If you want a free Thunk sticker, choose to send your mailing address to thunkshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to blah blah subscribe blah share, and I'll see you next week.